Hey everyone, Wildfire 194 here today, and I'm doing a deck profile for my Champa deck, my Champa red deck. And I got here, we've got the front side for Champa. Explain the card a little bit, I guess. He, once per turn, when one of your battle cards declares an attack against your opponent's leader card, if it has 15,000 or more power, you draw one card. And then you can awaken it at 4 life or less, draw 2, it's the same as all the other leader cards. Then you have his awakened side here, which try to get a little closer shot of that. But he's basically the same as all the other leaders. When he declares an attack, he draws a card, and then not once. During your main phase, you can place one card from your hand into the drop zone to choose either himself or one of your battle cards, and it gains double strike for the duration of the turn. Alright, so there's the leaders. I'm going to start with the extra cards. I have 4 copies of Champa's Awakening. This card is really good in a pure red deck, simply because it gives plus 6,000 power to the red card as part of a combo. So it's basically, you can use just this one to, get over a guy. If you're 10,000, he's 15. You only have to use one instead of 2, or pay any extra costs to try and get over it with just one card. So that's probably one of the best extra cards for red deck as there is. Next is going to be the Vados' Assistance, which is the red negate attack, counter attack that negates the attacks, and then after you use it, you can take one of your battle cards, and return it to active mode. This is really helpful if your opponent's trying to kill off one of your characters and you want to try and stop it and make sure they don't do it again. And then last for my extra cards is going to be Assassination Plot. I like this one over the 1-drop because this one goes up to 30,000 power instead of just 12. One character to 12,000 or less. This one, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards, of which the total power adds up to 30,000 power or less, and KO them. So it doesn't have to be just one card, you can do multiple ones, which is really good. And I run 4 copies of each of those. So that's it for my extra cards. I'm going to start with my 1-drops for battle cards. When I say 1-drops, obviously I'm talking about 1 energies. First we're going to start with Champa, which is a staple in a red deck. He's only 5,000 power, but he has an effect that says when he declares an attack, you can add 1 card from your life to your hand to give him plus 10,000 power and double strike, which makes him a 15,000 power, which makes it so that Champa's effect will go off. They have ruled it so that both of their auto effects trigger at the same time, and depending on what order you choose to do them in will depend on whether or not Champa's effect actually goes off. So you do his first, get the plus 10,000, and then do his so that you can draw off of his effect. Next is going to be Evolution Premonition Frost. Again, he's really good to help you get out the other evolutions of Frosts. You just when you put him into play, you can pay 2 energy to search the top 7 cards of your deck for a Frost with evolution and place it on top of him for free, which I like. Again, I run 4 copies of those, as you can see. And then for my last 1-drop, I'm running the Botamo of Universe 6, which is the 1-drop blocker. I've kind of noticed that in most games, blockers are kind of useless. People either kill them off before they attack, or they just never really become all that useful for most of the games I've played in. But I do run the blocker simply because he is an alien and he is a target for the 5-drop that I'll show you in a minute. Next for the 2-drops, we've got the Vanilla Hit. I run 4 copies of those. He's just a 2 cost, 15,000 power with no effects, so he's pretty good. Again, he's another target for the 5-drop. And then the staple card for any leader card, especially in red, for any of the red leader cards, obviously. This is the one when your life is 4 or less, and you combo with this card. It gets plus 10,000 power to its combo and draws 1 card. So it's another one of those staple cards that goes in the deck. And now we're doing the 3-drops. I only have 1 card for 3-drops, which is going to be one of the evolutions for Frost. And again, this one is in here because it's got 15,000 power and it's an alien. So it works for the effect of both the evolution Frost, in case you don't get the 4-drop that you would be using the Frost, the 1-drop Frost 4 to get. But it's still pretty good, and it's got double strike. So next we do 4-drops. This is the one card I don't run like 4 copies of. Raging Kava. I originally started running 4 of them, but I found that I spend more time dropping them into my energy than anything else. He's a 20,000 power that has double strike, and when you evolve a card into this card, return it to active mode, which is kind of nice. You know, you take the 1-drop Kaba, attack with him, use his effect to give him 1500 and double strike, hit your opponent, and then evolve it into this so that you can basically hit them twice with the double strike. And then last for the 4-drops is the other Frost evolution, Terra Assault Frost. I really like this one because not just it's got double strike as well, but he's got an auto effect that when he declares an attack against a battle card, after the battle, you KO that battle card that he originally declared that attack against, and if your opponent has a leader card that is 10,000 or less power, he deals 1 damage to their life. So he's really good because when you declare an attack with him against a battle card, your opponent, it's pointless for your opponent to activate counterattacks or blockers, because the original target for him would still die, and if their power is 10,000 or less, they would still take the 1 damage regardless. So he's actually really awesome. I didn't think he was going to be so good until I started playing him, and I realized just how powerful he was. And he's one of my favorite cards just to get out now. Now I'll talk about the 5-drop that I do. Again, this is the only 5-drop that I run. It's the Bewitching God Vados. I run 4 copies of her. She's got dual attack, 20,000 power, and she has an auto ability that says when she declares an attack, you look at the top 3 cards from your deck, and you choose 1 alien from among them with a power of 15,000 or less and put it into play, and then you shuffle your deck afterwards. She's really awesome because she gets her effect off twice, and she can search for the 4-drop Frost or get out the 2-drop Hit, or if if it's just kind of late game, she can help me get out the blockers or one of the other Frosts or the Champas. No, not Champas. I mean Kaba. I'm sorry. And then the last card in my deck is the 6-drop. 4 copies of the 6-drop Lightning Fast Hit. I love this card because he's a really good game ender. He's got double strike, but when a card evolves into this card, he inflicts 2 damage to your opponent, which is awesome. I love it. I don't use it very often because usually my games are done before I can drop him. But if it just happens to be you just want to do that last 2 bits of damage that your opponent can't stop. That's awesome. So anyway, there's the deck profile for the God of Destruction Champa. I hope you guys like this video, and we'll see you next time. Take care.